fun fact about me is I don't like the fall. I mean, sure, who doesn't like pumpkin spice and fall colors and the crisp, cool autumn air and the fact that the dogs kind of seem to get spunky and a little bit more perky in the fall and all of that sounds lovely. And now that I speak of it, obviously there's lots of things I do love about the fall, but I think when I break down what it is, why I don't like the fall, is because the fall for me here, living on a hobby farm out in the country, means a lot of work. It's a lot of prep to make me feel better about the winter that's coming, the big winter that's coming. And so it means that I am, making sure we have firewood in the garage and making sure we have hay for the horses and setting up sacrifice pens and making sure that the goats are warm and the ducks have a place to whatever ducks do. And it's a lot, it's a lot. Not to mention, like, we got to put winter tires on the cars and all the things. So I have come to not be able to enjoy fall as much as I'd like to. But the funny thing about it is all this preparation for winter, this feeling of, I just like winter's coming. We're going to do all this stuff for winter. And then when winter hits, there's kind of a sense of ease for me. Like there's kind of this sense of, well, if I didn't get it done, it's not happening now. So now I just get to chill out. Oh, literally. It's so cold. But I get to chill out and actually just, I don't know, be. And so I wanted to share a little bit of this idea of a winter reset, right? Really embracing winter, the upcoming winter for what it is. So this is 3 steps to simplify. And originally said simplify your life, but I'm just going to leave it at simplify. Simplify for your dog. 3 steps for this winter reset. Why you and your dog need it right now. Let's get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Well, hello. It's Tracy. Welcome to Beyond Obedience. I'm so glad that you are here today. Is it snowy where you are? Is it snowy? Here in South Shore, Nova Scotia, there is some snow. So winter is a thing. And while I do not appreciate the prep for winter, there is something about winter. There's something about the sense of a little bit of a break before the busyness of spring. Spring is sort of about renewal, and then summer is, I don't know. There's just something about the season, something about winter. There's a part of it that lets me take a break. It allows me to just kind of go, you know what? We're just going to stay in, be cozy, sit by the fire. I don't know what it is. It's something about it. So I thought that I would share this little winter reset with you, my friend, because I think that this is a great time to think about our reset. And I know, there's craziness ahead. There is craziness ahead. And I get that with all the holidays and the festivities. And we're going to talk about that on Thursdays. But before we get into that, let's just try, you and we're going to sit and we're going to have a little bit of a winter reset for ourselves and for our dogs. I think our dogs also need that. Maybe it's a good thing to do before the craziness and the busyness of the holidays. So that's what I thought we'd talk about today. This 3 steps of this reset. The first step of this is actually going to be reflection, right? Let's take a moment to reflect back. I think I always find it interesting that every single year, my news feed and social media feed is filled with people being like, this year couldn't end fast enough. And next year is going to be the year for me. Every year, it's the same thing. Like whatever year it was, 2024 has been terrible. And I can't wait till the next year. The next year is where everything, I'm going to turn everything around. We have this sense of renewal about the new year. But I find it interesting that every year has just been the worst year. And so although this is a time to reflect, and I don't want you to, I'm not about the whole like everything with sunshine and roses. So during this time to reflect, I would reflect on the challenges that you had with your dog. Why not? Let's talk about those challenges. Let's maybe, if you're like me, you like to jot things down, write it down on paper. Just putting it down just kind of helps me, I don't know, I guess make it more tangible, right? The thoughts in my head once I put it down on paper. So I like to journal things, but you can write down the challenges. But I would challenge you, my friend, that while you're writing down the challenges that you have with the dog, and maybe it's been, barking, maybe it's been reactivity, maybe it's been pack dynamics, maybe your dogs are just like, having toothy disagreements or discussions all the time. You're like, what is happening? And everything is a challenge. Write all those down. But then instead of just kind of dwelling on it, and instead of thinking about what you need to do to fix it, I would like you to reflect, and this is just reflection. I want you to write this down. What does my dog need from me? And you might not have the answer for that, and that's okay. I just want you to write it down. Write down your challenges. This is what's happening. My dog keeps barking at the neighbor's dog, or my dog keeps on reacting every time we go for a walk. Whatever those challenges are, write it down. And then underneath of it, write, what does my dog need from me? And if something comes up for you with that, if something comes up and you're like, oh, maybe my dog needs me to be more calm. Maybe my dog needs me to be more understanding, whatever you think it is, you can write it down. But if nothing comes up for you, just leave it. Just leave that question there. Put it under your reflection stuff. Just leave it there. And then make sure that we also talk about the gratitude. Okay. I think, there's so many like studies on the benefits of taking the time to have gratitude and to talk about gratitude. But I like to make sure that we're doing the gratitude for how far we've come. And if you're someone who's been really struggling with your dog, the gratitude might not be tangible for you just yet, but just know that whatever it is that you're dealing with your dog right now, the challenges that you are going through, that you are actively working through. And if you're here listening to this, or if you're thinking like, of either you are a student of mine, or you're thinking this might be the year where I actually, ask Tracy for some help. Just know that your gratitude can be that this dog helped shape who you are now. This dog who tested your patience is the one that taught you something. And you can even leave it at that. This dog that is testing my patience taught me, and just put a blank space. Maybe you can't answer that right now, but we're going to come back to that. Because I guarantee you there is a lesson there. And whether or not you found it or not, I want you to think about that. So that's part of the reflection. We're going to think about the challenges. We're going to ask the question, what does my dog need from me? And then we're going to go through our gratitude and how far we've come. We want to look back at what things were like when I first got this dog, or what things were like when this first happened. I know for some of you, maybe you've had a loss in your dog pack. Maybe a pivotal pack member has moved on, and now your pack is in disarray, or whatever the case may be. We're going to have gratitude for the things that we've come through and how far we've come. Okay, so that's number one. That's the first part. The next part, I'm going to say, is actually rest. I have like rest and renew. But there's something about resting. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this, there's something for me about resting, because winter forces me to rest. Winter forces me to have to take some time. Like, there are a million things I wanted to do today. There was like, I got to get groceries. I got to do it. And guess what? The roads are bad. The snow is falling. and I can't go. I can't go. And there's something peaceful about that. I guess it rids me of my guilt, right? Because if I were to take the time, I'd be like, I just don't feel like going, which is probably the truth. I don't feel like doing my errands. I don't feel like doing my run around. I never feel like shopping. I don't like shopping, right? But now I have an excuse. Winter gives me an out. So there's something about rest that happens in the winter time. I feel like the earth is resting. Everything is resting. In particular, like right now for me today, the snow is still falling and it's the heavy snow, right? It's the heavy snow that blankets the ground and it dampens all of the noises. So I can't hear the cars. Like normally there's traffic that I can hear. I can't hear that. So this morning on my walk, I got to like just sort of experience that walk, and the dampening of all the other noises allows me to just kind of hone into just me and the dogs. And there's something about it. There's just something about it. And hey, you know what? If you're someone that doesn't get to experience winter in this way, if you're someone that doesn't get the climate change, like we do with the snow and the cold temperatures, and you're like, haha, I don't get to shovel snow and I don't have to worry about crappy roads. That is true. That is true. But you are missing out on this. You are missing out on this. So there are good things about winter, and I think that's one of them. But in this time of rest and renewal, I'm going to encourage you to take some time to really be with your dog. Take this time to be extra quiet. When you notice the quiet of it, be extra quiet. Take some time to do the be with exercise. Do that exercise. If you don't know the be with exercise, I will say a person who was more prepared than me would have told you what episode that exercise is in. It's on one of the episodes. So, you know what? Actually, as a sidebar, I will let you know that on the website, we will have a podcast catalog to help you find these episodes. But if you don't know the Be With exercise, there is an episode about Be With. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's an exercise of awareness. It's literally being with the dog at the dog's level, but just taking some time to be quiet and observe what's happening. And how interesting all of that. Winter is a great time to do that. It's also a great time to be quiet. As I mentioned, it's a great time. The game Be Quiet, where you don't talk to your dog. You try to influence your dog without your words. Be Quiet is the name of the game. Usually, when people first come to me with their dog issues and their dog problems, it's going to be one of the first things I ask you to do is to just be quiet. I need you to stop talking to your dog for a little bit and just be quiet. What does Be Quiet do? If you're someone that is like, my dogs do not pay attention to me, they don't pay attention to me at all. They're more engaged in the environment. They're more engaged with everybody else. They're not really paying attention. All of that stuff. Try being quiet. It's my number one tip. Try being quiet. Be quiet allows your dog to, or not allows your dog, it actually asks your dog to pay attention to you. When you stop talking to them all the time, it forces them to have to look at you. I know it's such a simple thing, but it's one of the most powerful things that you can do is to just stop talking. And we talk to our dogs a lot. And hey, I'm not judging. I'm a talker. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying winter with this rest and renewal is a great time to really embrace the Be Quiet game. And to start, if you are new to the Be Quiet game, start just for a couple of hours where you're just not going to use your words. You're going to use your body language. You're going to use your energy. You're going to use your intent. You can use some hand gestures. And I usually say to people, you can have a disagreeing noise like an or, like a nope or something. But otherwise, shush, just shush and be quiet and listen to your dogs. And winter is a great time to do that. Winter walks are a great time to do that. And then finally, the third step of this is actually the reset part. Like, let's reset everything. Like, let's start setting some intentions. Now, I will tell you, not this week, probably next week, I am going to do like a goal setting because I feel like I feel like everybody's talking about goals. This time of year, you're going to talk about goals. And I think it's important to have goals for your dog, to have some sort of direction of where you want to go, of what you want to do. I think that's important. So I think we're going to do that probably next week together. You and I can do that together. Sit down. We'll do some goal setting, because as I say, in a lot of cases, when people are, thinking about their dog's behavior, they're not actually thinking about what they want. They're thinking about what they don't want. They're thinking about, I don't want the dog barking. I don't want the dog reacting. I don't want the dog snapping. I don't want what you don't want. And we can't make goals on what we don't want, right? So we need to sit down, have a little bit of a dream fest. What do we actually want, right? But we're going to do we'll do a goal setting episode next week. Next week would be a good time to do it. Let's do it next week. So mark your calendar for that. Let's get together for that. And you and I can sit down and kind of, brainstorm some ideas of how we do that. But I think it's important, for this reset to even just start to think about, what are your intentions for the futures? Like, for what would you like? And I think the best way to start this, because some people will say, for setting goals, set little achievable goals and then you celebrate them. But for right now, I don't want you to go that visceral. I want you to just put out an intention. And you can write this question down too. Just write down, wouldn't it be nice if? Wouldn't it be nice? No. But wouldn't it be nice if, and then blank. Whatever that is for you. Wouldn't it be nice if my dogs came when they were called? Wouldn't it be nice if my dog stopped fence fighting with the neighbor's dog? Wouldn't it be nice if I was able to walk my dog downtown without having to stop every 5 feet and get my dog's attention? Whatever it is, I just want you to put, wouldn't it be nice, as an overarching big goal. And then we can sort of break that down in our goal setting workshop, next week. But just to start, I just want you to be, wouldn't it be nice if? You don't have to know how. I don't want you to think about the how. How will I do that? I don't know. I don't know yet. We don't know. But I just want you to start to set that intention for the future. Wouldn't it be nice if blank? If you have some ideas on how that might be, you can put them down. I will tell you this, though. Some of it, when we do the goal setting, some of it's going to be, what do I have to do to get that? Like, what do I have to do? How do I have to show up for my dog in order to get that? We're going to be focusing a lot more on the things that you can do, not necessarily what the dog needs to do. So be prepared for that. But that would be what I would just, for today, let's just recap our winter reset for today. For today, we're just going to have our reflection, right? Think about those challenges. You can write them down if writing them down helps sort of get it out of your head and onto paper. These are the challenges that I had. And then you're going to ask that question, what does my dog need from me? What does my dog need from me? Then we're going to also not forget the gratitude. We want to have gratitude for how far we've come. And the gratitude, as I mentioned before, might be as simple as, this dog has made me who I am today. This dog, the challenges have made me who I am. I've learned so much more. Hey, you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm grateful for your dog, because if your dog has challenges and that led you to this podcast and led you to me, I'm grateful that you're here. Right? I'm grateful that we met. That's what I'm grateful for. Right? If you want a friend to go on this journey with you, I'm grateful that you found me. I really, truly am. So, and your dog did that. If everything was honky-dory with your dog, you probably wouldn't have found this podcast. So I'm grateful for your dog. And put that down on mine. I'm grateful for everybody's dogs, right? Then the next step is to think about resting. What can we do that is restful? And some of the restful things that I like to do is the be with exercise, the be quiet exercise, just observing my dog. How interesting. Acknowledging that rest is actually productive. Ooh, yes. Let's embrace that for 1 second. Rest. I'm doing this for me. This isn't necessarily for you. This is for me. Rest, Tracy, is productive. I am admittingly a workaholic. And so it takes winter and a snowstorm to shut me down and be able to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to work. I can't do all the stuff I wanted to do. I can't do the groceries and all the errands and all the things I had to do. I'm just going to sit down. But rest is actually productive. So let's take advantage of that. And then finally, we're going to reset by setting those intentions. A big intention. Wouldn't it be nice if blank? Wouldn't it be nice if blank? Don't have to know the answer of how to. We can talk about that in the goal setting workshop. And the how to, my friend, if the how to isn't coming to you, it's okay. This might be where it might be worth the investment to come on over to the student community. Come on over and join us over in the Fearful Dog Fearless Framework. Come on over. And if you're like, I'm not sure if my dog is fearful. Is my dog fearful? Is my dog not fearful? Send me a message, my friend. Send me a message with all of everything that's going on. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'll let you know if it is or it isn't the right fit for you. I am always honest about that sort of stuff. But if you're looking for not only someone to take this journey with you, someone that will help you through this journey, and you're looking for an incredible community of amazing human beings, because I will tell you right now, my community over in the Fearless Dog, Fearless Framework student community is filled with the most incredible dog lovers like you and me. We've all been through it. We all know, we've all gone through it. We've been there. We're there to help and support. It's just amazing. And if that's for you, please be sure to head over to beyondobedience.ca/fearless to find out more information about how you can jump into that incredible community. I'm telling you right now, it's a steal of a price. For what you get, it's a steal of a price. That won't be forever. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, say no more. All right. I think that's it for me today. If you know someone that is struggling or might need to hear about this winter reset, be sure to send this podcast along to your dog-loving friends. If you haven't had a chance to give me a rating on either Spotify or Apple review, please do that. And as always, get out there today and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks you're amazing, and so do I. Have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only, and it's not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, be sure to reach out to a professional in your area. Okay, I think that's it. Bye for now.